Rob Star Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Appreciate everyone in here. Man, I tell you what, it has been a long day. Start a new job. And this is going to be the norm now, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the norm now. Okay. So guys, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. All right. Please make sure you make sure to pound that like button. Yes. You see that correctly right there. Please make sure you pound that like button. All right. Our live goal every single time here is to get 100 likes or more. All right. Now, obviously, that's a big goal to ask, but the more people that come in here and they hop in or hop out, just make sure you pound that like button. That's all I ask. All right. I got a great show for you. We got a couple topics we want to talk about today. But this is going to be the new norm, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. EST most nights, 8 p.m., 8:15, 8:30. That is the times that I'm probably going to have to start going live due to my new job. But it's a blessing because I'm still going to be bringing you guys content no matter what. The content does not stop. All right. All right. So make sure you do me a favor, smash that like button. All right. Appreciate everyone in here. All right, let's get this party started, man. Let's get this party started. Let's present. All right. And I'm going to move now. Right up here. Actually, I don't know. Nah, we ain't rocking with that. We're going to rock with this. Or we'll just rock with that, actually. We'll rock with that today. Screw it. Screw it. All right, post-buy predictions. Post-buy predictions. We're just going to get right into it, man. Carolina Panthers, Caleb Farley, active roster, hasn't been moved up. Here is the thing. After a week of rest, the Carolina Panthers have now this relaxation. They're back to work. And as usual, their front office didn't waste any time to really make any moves. Oh, I'm fixing my stand-up desk. To try to salvage this roller coaster of a season we've had so far. That's what it's been. It's been an absolute roller coaster. Okay. And so this time they're making a play to shore up that cornerback depth by promoting a former first-round pick in Caleb Farley from the practice squad to the active roster. All right. This guy is a former first-round pick. Now, he's getting called up after being evaluated from that practice squad 3 times already this season, the max number of times allowed for a player to get stuck on the practice squad. So to keep him around, they had no choice but to sign him to the active roster because you can only keep a guy on the practice squad really until you're sick of him. So far, from my understanding, Farley's contributions this season has been, well, let's call it average. All right. He's logged a grand total of 52 snaps, 29 on defense, 23 on special teams. Stat line includes a whopping 4 tackles. And according to Pro Football Focus, he's been graded out at a mediocre 59.8 overall. So in case you're wondering, that's about as exciting as watching grass grow. Okay. But hey, maybe he's got more to offer now that he's going to see more playing time. Or maybe not. It's another guess to me. Here's the thing. I hope I'm not seeing this as a CJ Henderson situation 2.0 all over again. I'm hoping this is a guy that can literally prove to us why he was drafted at that very position, at being a first-round pick. That's what I'm looking for from this guy. I'm trying to see if this guy can become what he was supposed to be when he got drafted, because obviously the injury history has not done him any favors, ladies and gentlemen. It has done him no favors. Okay? We know that. We know it's done him no favors. And I'm wondering if maybe, just maybe, he can turn this thing around. Now, here's the thing. It's highly unlikely he's going to waltz in and take over any starting spot anytime soon. We already have some, obviously, JC Horn's Mr. Elite. Mike Jackson is basically, I would say, serviceable at best right now. But here's the thing. Carolina's nickel corner situation has been a disaster. Okay. They've gone from Charles Smith Wade. They released Troy Hill. And then they've seemed, I guess, I'm assuming Dane Jackson has had some time there. And we've just seen an absolute disaster. Like I said, you parted ways with Troy Hill. They've been trying different bodies in the slot, and it really hasn't been working out. It's been a complete shit show. You try rookie Charles Smith Wade, like I was saying earlier, was given a shot, and he's just been an absolute liability. With a horrendous, if you go look on PFF, if you're a PFF fan, whatever, you could take PFF with a grain of salt. A lot of people don't like them. Again, PFF, Charles Smith Wade has a 30.9 in coverage. He has a 36.5 overall. So, yeah, not great. Then there's Dane Jackson, who got some run in the slot. If you watch the New York Giants game, but all he has done is earned himself a 39.9 grade. So it's like watching someone try to play cornerback with their shoes tied together right now, especially playing in this slot position, right? The nickel position in the corner room. So can he do better? Can Farley do better? Farley is a boundary corner, not a nickel guy. And at this point, for me, ladies and gentlemen, it's worth trying anything to fix the disaster we have in the slot. It's not like the Panthers have anything to lose by seeing what he can do in this position. The guy is a first round pedigree. And so maybe, just maybe, he can do better than the hot garbage we've already been seeing out on the field. However, do I expect him to suddenly start shutting down slot receivers like he's Deion Sanders? No. If Farley doesn't impress in his limited opportunities, the Panthers won't be in any rush to give him more playing time. And bearing injury to one of the other corners, you can expect him to be pretty much glued to the bench for the rest of the season, right? And the bottom line is that where the Carolina Panthers are barely clinging to a semblance of relevancy, you sign Caleb Farley to the active roster. I think it's just another Hail Mary move to see if something or anything can spark some life into our defense, kind of like DJ Wandoom coming back. Again, Farley has shown flashes of potential in the past, okay? But whether or not he's the answer to this nickel corner problem that we have, which it has been a massive question mark in this defense, we're not going to hold our breath here. It's worth noting that if he can put something together on the film, then we've seen from Charles Smith Wade and Dane Jackson, Farley could at least make this Panthers coaching staff think twice before they end up getting their asses handed to them again by opposing offense. If not, well, he's just another dude in the long list of forgotten cornerbacks who came and went without making a real impact, but at least they gave him a shot. And again, this guy is a former first-round pick, right? I hope that he can somehow show some of that potential that he got drafted for in that 2021 draft when he was a first-round pick. And if he can give me some of that, that's all I ask. Any given Sunday, I'll be rooting for you all. Appreciate that. This is Sparta. Keep pounding. Appreciate that, Mr. Hunky Dory. Let's move on, man. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it a lot, guys. Appreciate everyone being here. Again, We're going to be live. I'm going to be live every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. This is the time that I am going to start going live. All right. I'm going to start going live. I'm switching back to this one. I still like this one the best. All right. Let's move on. What's up, Antonio? Appreciate you joining, man. Like, subscribe, share the stream. Appreciate that, Antonio. Antonio comes in here and knows what to do every single time, man. We're rocking the old school hat, too. We're rocking that old school, too. We're rocking that old school tonight. All right. Is Bryce Young improving, ladies and gentlemen? That is a question that I have been asking myself as a fan. And I don't know if you guys have or not either. But as a fan, I have been asking myself, has this guy really, has he been improving? Like, and how much has he improved? Right? That has been the huge question here. And let's not beat around the bush. Okay. I put his stats up here to put his stats up here for some nice visuals, obviously, but I'm not putting it up here because I want to bash on the kid. Okay. All right. We bet our entire future on this kid. All right. He's had a season that can only be described as a goddamn roller coaster. 1 minute he's throwing a dime. That makes you think, okay, maybe this kid is it. Maybe this kid does have something. But then the next toss, he's tossing a pick that makes you want to hurl your beer at your TV. So again, the $1 million question here is Bryce Young actually improving? Let's break this down. I'm going to give it to you raw, unfiltered, no diddy. Let's get right into it. The case for yes. So if we're talking about yes, this kid has improved. He's getting comfortable in the pocket for sure, right? Finally, early in the season, he looked like a deer in the headlights. NFL game speed clearly overwhelmed him, and you practically could see him overthinking every read. But if you think about it in the last few weeks, right? Starting to find this rhythm. The game is starting to slow down to him. And you could see him trusting his protection and delivering the ball with more confidence. He has that je ne sais quoi almost, right? His footwork, once as a jitterbug with ants in his pants, right? But now seems more controlled lately, right? He's climbing the pocket. We're starting to notice that more. And I gave him praise about that against the Giants. You saw a couple plays where the pressure was coming from the outside. He slid up or he slid out left, got up into the pocket. He's scanning the field. He's keeping his eyes up down in field. Perfect example was that play that he slipped on with Jadavion Sanders, that touchdown to Jadavion Sanders in the end zone. He slipped right before the play, kept his balance, kept his eyes up, found Jadavion Sanders in the end zone. So even extending plays, perfect example, that huge 26-yard run he had when that pocket collapsed, right? So without immediately running for his life, that's progress, people. Shout out to the offensive line, though. Again, we've got a top 5, top 10 unit in this offensive line that's helping this kid out. Again, we're making the case for, in this question, yes, right now. The next one is anticipation and timing. I feel like he's clicking. Okay, I feel like he's starting to click. Okay. All right. Donnie Lee says improving at snail's pace. Brian says McLean 63-3 Chiefs. That's funny. Hey, I don't blame it. All right. I don't blame you guys one bit to think that way. Trust me, we're gonna dive more into that Chiefs game in just a little bit. And we're going to dive through that Chiefs game throughout the week, obviously. Definitely going to do a full breakdown. But one of Young's supposed superpowers, I guess you could say, which when he was coming out of Alabama, was his ability to throw with anticipation, right? If you go watch his game film out of Alabama, that went MIA for the most of the first half of the season. And I feel like it's finally starting to show up. He's starting to throw to his spots rather than waiting for receivers to get wide open, which, let's face it, it's gotten better even with these rookies, right? Case in point, again, the red zone throws to Xavier Legette and Jadavion Sanders in recent weeks. Those weren't fluke plays, ladies and gentlemen. They were kind of throws that separate the good quarterbacks from the bust. Another case to say, yes, he's improving. Fewer bonehead mistakes. Sure, he's still throwing interceptions, but the nature of those picks has changed. And I'm going to tell you why. Earlier in the season, if you think about it, Young was making what the fuck kind of decisions. Okay. That screamed, obviously, rookie all over again, instead of a guy who's been in his second year. Now, most of his interceptions come from trying to make a play rather than outright stupidity. And while that's still not ideal, it's a sign he's learning. Okay. So my 3 cases for yes is he's getting more comfortable in the pocket. Anticipation and timing, he's clicking, and less mistakes. Okay. Now, here's my cases as to why no. Obviously, the stats. All right. The numbers do not lie. Okay. It's still a dumpster fire. His completion percentage, it's hovering around 62.5%, which isn't setting the world on fire. His yards per attempt, a measly 6.4. Touchdowns, just 4 compared to 6 interceptions. So these are not stats you want to see from the guy that you mortgage your entire draft for. If you're looking for cold, hard evidence of improvement, again, the numbers don't exactly scream franchise quarterback. But I gave you my cases as to why yes. These are my cases why no. Next case as to why no. Deep ball. What deep ball? That's what I have to ask you. Because Young's deep ball passing is still MIA. As a Florida man on the run from the cops. Whether it's the lack of arm strength, poor chemistry with the receivers, or just bad play design, look at the coaching staff. Sometimes you got to. The Panthers can't stretch the field. And into today's NFL, if you can't threaten with the deep ball, defense will suffocate you. Now, until Young starts hitting some bombs, defenses will keep daring him to beat them underneath, which limits the offensive play calling. We've seen that multiple times. Okay. Donnie Lee, I don't know if are you actually listening to me speak or not, because I'm literally saying the same things you're saying in the chat. So I don't know. But here's the next thing. Here's a reason why I would say no. He's still not elevating this team. Let's be brutal honest. Great quarterbacks elevate guys around them. Bryce Young isn't doing that yet. Sure, his supporting cast isn't stellar, but these rookies are stepping up. The run game's definitely there, and the offensive line is a top 10 unit. But part of being a franchise quarterback is finding ways to make shit work. Right now, the Panthers go as far as that offensive line takes them. And these receivers getting open. Not as Young goes. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's not the mark of a guy who's improving in the way you would hope. But here's the thing. Coaching and context. Let's talk about that, because that's a big fucking asterisk, if you ask me. Before we drag Bryce Young too hard, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. This coaching staff hasn't exactly done him any favors, and I'm talking about Dave Canales with some of his play calling. The offensive game plan has been as bland as bull chicken, and play calling often feels like it's actively sabotaging him sometimes. Plus his weapons, I get it. They aren't exactly Pro Bowl material, but these rookies have shown improvement. They have shown the potential. We have an undrafted free agent who has come out of nowhere and has become this fan favorite and is just, I'm thinking, is going to be one of the futures uh, of this team, just like Jadavion Sanders. I feel the same way. Xavier Legette, I feel the same way. Jonathan Brooks, I see a future with him as well. I'm looking forward to seeing him come back. But then, other than that, Adam Thielen has been the only reliable guy. He's not scaring anyone deep, though. The rest of this receiver room, again, it's that mix of rookies. It's that practice squad levels. Some of these guys, you could even say a practice squad level guys, like David Moore. But I mean, David Moore has shown some flashes in the pan. But let's not forget the lack of wide receivers getting open, though. Like, I think that that it's gotten better. I think these rookies have shown improvement, and Bryce is making it work, and I think that chemistry is building. But before that, that was the biggest issue we talked about besides the offensive line last year. But now you have a mix of rookies who have been solid, who are in the top 10 in receiving yards out of all rookies in the NFL. Between Jadavion Sanders, Jalen Coker, and Xavier Legette. So, again, at some point, Bryce Young has to rise above the chaos. And let's see here. If I had to answer this question to you guys, and I'm going to give you a final answer, I would say yes. But I'm going to say barely. Like, yes, I think Bryce Young is improving, but it's barely. Like, the answer, and I also, when I say that, is he improving, and I say yes, it's a cautious yes, because he's showing flashes of poise, of accuracy, of football IQ that made him the top pick. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Improvement doesn't mean he's ready to light up this league. There's still a ton of work that needs to be done. Now, Young, I don't think Young isn't a bust, but he's not a star either. Not yet. He's trending in the right direction. But Panthers fans should brace themselves for a few more bumps in the road before this kid starts living up to the hype. Like, so yes, Bryce Young is improving, but let's not pop the champagne just yet. There's a long way to go for this young man. And for now, I still think he's still a project. And here's if I had to cheers to you guys, here's to hoping that the Panthers give him the tools and this coaching staff keeps developing him. And if they don't, again, we'll see how this pans out. But right now, I think he's improving, but barely. All right. I do. Yes, motherfucker, I am. Okay, motherfucker, I'm glad you're listening. Appreciate you here, Donnie. He's just a guy on the team right now. 336. I appreciate you. Our passing attack is still inconsistent. Yep. I think it's Bryce not elevating himself and the people around him, but I also think it's the play calling to me. All right. If we can get Bryce back up to status, we'll see. I just don't see a quarterback in this draft class I like any better than Bryce Young. I don't. And then I'm not saying, I mean, and then maybe I don't say that. I say that I don't like a quarterback in this next draft class. Do I see a better that guy that's going to pan out more in this draft class? Not really. I don't like this 2025 draft class at all, guys. I really don't. I don't like it. I mean, I have Shedeur Sanders as my number one, but he ain't coming to Carolina. I just don't see it. You should be the play caller, question mark. I would have a lot more learning to do. I'm getting there, Dom 34. I'm getting there. Now, if I could call plays from Madden, possibly. Possibly. That's a different story, though. I'm just kidding. Bryce is a 4-year project. It seems like it at this point, Donnie Lynn. Backup quarterbacks are extremely inconsistent. Having a backup status quarterback isn't good going forward while attempting to build. Makes sense, 336. No, I mean, I agree with 336 on that. I just don't like anybody in this next draft class. I'd rather just bring in a bridge guy if they want to continue with Bryce for another year, or go with that. Just bring me in another good backup. I don't know. I just don't see a quarterback in this draft class that just pops off the charts to me, says that's a franchise quarterback. I just don't see it. I'd rather just build up this defense because this defensive draft class is insane. You talking about rebuilding your defense, this is the draft class to do it, or at least the start of it, because there is a shit ton of talent in this defensive draft class. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. We got some more topics for you. I am going to be breaking down the rest of the schedule after the bye week. I'm going to give you a bye week predictions, and that's part of the bye week predictions. But that was the Bryce Young big question there. Is he improving? Right? Is he improving? And we just broke that down. Now, another question is, though, we said that he's improving, but barely. Now, here's another question for you guys. He needs some testosterone injection, maybe some PEDs or some human growth hormones, or some something like that. You know, who should be the play caller? All we've been getting several years as project offensive potential play callers, other than Joe Brady balling out in Buffalo, makes us look stupid. It does, doesn't it, Dom 34? But I will say this. HGH. Yeah. Who should be the play caller? It should be Brad Ezick. I think you got to give Brad Ezick a chance here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we've seen Brad Ezick get a chance, and I think you need to. So, can the Panthers get hot late in the season? We're sitting at a 3-7 mess. That's not the record of a team anyone would peg as a late season juggernaut. But hey, stranger things have happened in the NFL, right? The question isn't whether the Panthers can magically morph into some Super Bowl contending team. Spoiler alert to all you guys that thinks this or even thinks that this team can make the playoffs at this point. I'm just going to let you know on a spoiler, they can't. Okay. The real question is whether this team can salvage some type of dignity, some damn momentum, and give fans something to cheer for as the season closes. Here's the thing that I have to say. I'm not a fan of tanking, ladies and gentlemen. The problem with the Carolina Panthers for the past 6 to 8 years has been the culture building here. We don't have it. I think Dave Canales and Dan Morgan are really trying to push for that right now. I think that this is much more than wins and playoff picture. I think that this team is trying to win football games because they want to rebuild the culture. If you rebuild the culture, right, it makes players want to come here, especially for a small market team as the Carolina Panthers. You have to build the culture up to bring in free agents. Draft, that's different. You draft that player, they're coming. Okay? So, can this team heat up? I'm going to give you 3 reasons why they can, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why it can't. Reasons why they can is, first off, Bryce Young finally is getting his feet. That's what we were talking about earlier. He's finally getting his feet under him. Okay? Again, Bryce Young's first start of this season was about as shakier than a dollar store folding chair. Okay? Bad reads, constant pressure, some brutal rookie sophomore mistakes, had everyone questioning if the number one pick was a bust. And in recent weeks, he's starting to look sharper, right? Which we just went over. Showing poise, throwing with anticipation, actually started looking like a guy who could manage a game. And that's really at best is that what they're looking for is can he be a game manager, right? If he can, obviously, if Young keeps building on this upward trend, this offense could finally stop being the league's laughingstock. But let's not forget, quarterbacks can get hot late in the season, change the narrative. It's happened before. Let's hope and pray it does, but I'm not holding my breath. All right. We have a second half schedule that's not very easy. Okay, you got the Chiefs coming up. That'll probably be an ass kicking. But then you got games against what you got, and we're gonna break that down. But you got the Chiefs, but then you got Tampa Bay, then you got Philadelphia, Dallas. Okay, so but based off of that, the next 3 games are not very easy. Let's just go with those, and we're gonna break each and every game down for the rest of the season. But it's not a very easy. There are some winnable games in there, I think, like the Dallas game. I think it's a very winnable game. I think the late season games against Tampa and Falcons could be interesting. We'll see. Those could be winnable games. It just depends where Atlanta is at the time, where Tampa Bay is at the time, and where they're looking at the playoff picture. So maybe they could string together a decent finish, right? But Young, again, younger talent is stepping up. That's another reason why I said they probably may be able to get hot. Xavier Leggett turning into a reliable red zone threat. Davion Sanders is showing potential as a pass catching tight end. An undrafted guy. You got Jalen Coker and Damani Richardson. They're proving that they belong in the NFL because Jordan Fuller definitely does not need to be back there. I'm making a case right now for Damani Richardson needs to be the starting safety. But these kids aren't just here for experience. They're making plays. And if this crop of rookies continues to develop, wait till next year. Wait till Xavier Leggett, Trevin Wallace, Jonathan Brooks, Davion Sanders, Jalen Coker go into next season. I'm looking forward to see what these guys do even more next season because of them getting so acclimated now, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing what that young talent can do next season. All right. Let's see here. Get to some comments while I get pause for a second. Not what I was saying. We need a back. I was saying we should draft a quarterback. I don't see it this year. So if we get Bryce to back up level, draft a QB in 2026. Interesting. We did with Steve Wilkes. We did. Donnie C. Lee says, no, me neither. Hate tanking. Useless. Yep. How about 500 would be good? That'd be honestly, Donnie Lee. Donnie Lynn, sorry. If we get back to 500, we might be going to the playoffs. That's the crazy part. Because you look at the Atlanta's back half of their schedule, you look at Tampa Bay right now, you might be a playoff team. That's the crazy part. You could win the NFC South at 500. But see, you can't finish the season at 500. It's odd game. So it would either be like 8-9 or 9-8. But if we could get that, even 8-9 or 9-8, that would be a massive victory for this team. Panthers only need 8 to 10 new players. They need more than that. I would say at least 22, Donnie. Cowboys are easy. We'll see. I hate quitters. Carry quit on us. First round quarterback punk ass. Oh, man. Did you see the players? We need players on both sides for sure. Did you see the news about the kicker? Yeah, I saw about that, saying he's the highest or the most accurate kicker in NFL history. Yeah, but you know what's funny about that, Joshua? Go look at how many times Justin Tucker's kicked a field goal compared to how many times Eddie Pinheiro's kicked a field goal. Not even close. I have not seen any Panther looking like they don't want to be here. Means culture is building now to get some help. Exactly. If Bryce comes out this weekend and slings the rock around and somehow wins, I don't want to be waiting to hear Bryce's waiting to hear Bryce's starting. Right? Shit is annoying me. Kenneth, I think it's a Jedi mind trick for Dave Canales. I think he's doing it to keep an edge on Bryce Young. And I also think that it's he's trying to give the media bullshit because he doesn't want to feed into the media. That's the two reasons I think he's doing it. So, I mean, you guys, I get that it's annoying. Trust me, I felt that it was annoying, but a wise man told me you got to think about it in those two ways. And it kind of makes sense. Right? Bryce is that would be a miracle, and Bryce is not the guy. It would be crazy, Dom. That would be crazy. I don't believe he is either, but I would love to see some improvement. That's for sure. I hope we can get to back to the 4-3. Me too. Why don't we trade for Justin Fields? I've heard a lot of rumors about that, actually, about trading for Justin Fields this upcoming offseason. But that's another story for another day. All right. Here are my reasons why this team probably won't get hot. Okay. The offensive line, number one. The reason why I say this, now hear me out. I know I've been bragging about this offensive line as a top 10, top 5 unit. It is, they're playing very good. They're playing at an elite level. Can this offensive line stay at an elite level? That's the question I have to ask. Like, again, let's give credit where credit's due. The offensive line is not the problem here, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the unit is the backbone of what little success this team has had. This is part of the reason why this team has had success. The offensive line. The offensive line has been consistently one of the league's top 5 units, giving Bryce Young and Andy Dalton the protection they need to, settle in, right? These guys are anchored by studs like Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis and Taylor Moton. Hell, Cade Mays has stepped up. Brady Christian has stepped in at the left tackle position very well, but he also stepped into the center position. He's done very well. They've done their part. Okay. The question remains for me, can they continue to remain this elite level play for the rest of the season? Can we not have injuries? Can we just not have that occasional lapse in the pass protection? Right? So, while the line is far from a dumpster fire, okay, what it was last year, night and day compared to what it was last year, it'll need to keep performing at a high level to allow Young and this offense to do their jobs. Okay. So that's my question. Can this offensive line stay there? Okay. All right. Next thing. The next thing that I have to say is why I don't think it won't. All right. Why I don't think that they won't. The defense is held together with duct tape. Let's be honest. This defense has been basically a mash unit. Now, DJ Wonnum has been a nice spark. JC Horn has been an elite number 1 corner in the NFL right now. Only allowing a 42.9 completion percentage rate when the ball's thrown his way. Okay? But guys like Jordan Fuller have shit the bed. Mike Jackson is serviceable corner at best. This pass rush has been inconsistent. This run defense has been inconsistent. So without a reliable defense, though, even the most heroic efforts from a Bryce Young and this offense, I don't think would even matter. They have to be better. A'Shawn Robinson stepped up against the Giants. Josie Jewell stepped up against the Giants. Trevor Wallace has been doing his thing, right? Damani Richardson, I still think needs to start over Jordan Fuller. But the defense has also been injured, but they've gotten guys back, and DJ Wanham has been a nice spark, like I said earlier. But right now, this defense can't stop a freight train going through them and stopping this run. And last but not least, or another reason why I think this team won't get hot is that Dave Canales has had his moments as a first-year head coach. But let's not pretend he's some football savior. Play calling has been inconsistent. Clock management has been questionable for me. The overall game plan to me feels like it's written in a crayon some weeks. Like, if the coaching staff doesn't tighten things up, this team isn't going anywhere. Plain and simple. Right? I could even say the same thing for Jair Evero for the lack of adjustments. And also, for example, we've got linebackers going one-on-one with Drake London with a couple weeks back when we were playing Atlanta. J.C. Horns not staying on the best wide receiver and going from transitioning from different sides of the field. Instead, he's stuck on one side of the field. Like, Evero's defense is this bend, don't break kind of ordeal. Don't give up any big plays. But yet, we're getting ran through. We're getting ran through. So I need to see from a defensive standpoint that this team can do better, right? I need to see that more consistency from there as well. So I have to. Joshua, good night, man. Appreciate you joining, man. Sleep well. Don34 says facts, Ropp. So I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I try to come in with some heat sometimes. Guys, make sure you do me a favor, pound that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. I have a live goal, of course. If we can get these lives up to 100 likes or more, man. Like, I'm trying to get these lives up to 100 likes or more. I told you guys we'll do more giveaways if we start getting that like button up. I noticed that we've got 36 votes on the poll question of the day. Do me a favor. 36 votes in the poll, but only 17 likes. So do me a favor, smash that like button. I greatly appreciate it. All right. I'll do a Jalen Coker giveaway if we get to this live goal right here. If we get a live goal of 100 likes or more, I'll do a Jalen Coker jersey giveaway. And that's all I'm asking. I'm not even asking for your money. I just want likes. I want your likes and subscribes. That's it. And it's all for free. And it helps me out tremendously. So I will do a Jalen Coker jersey giveaway if we can get that like button up. I greatly appreciate that. I would greatly appreciate that. So, final verdict on this subject here. Can they get hot? Again, technically they could. The NFL is a weird league, ladies and gentlemen, where bottom feeders occasionally rise from the ashes, make noise late in the season. The Panthers have the pieces to make a mini run and improving rookie quarterback, promising young talent, and a schedule that doesn't completely suck, right? There are some winnable games in this, I think. And we'll dive into that here at the end of the show, but let's not kid ourselves. The Panthers margin for error is thinner than Bryce Young's frame. The defense doesn't stop anyone. The coaches don't pull their heads out of their asses. This team is going to stay in the gutter. With that said, even if they had like a modest 7-10 finish, I would feel like that's a goddamn parade compared to the dumpster fire that was the first half of this season. And, of course, last year, of course. So, at the very least, the Panthers have a shot at proving they're not completely hopeless, right? All right, let's just hope they don't blow it again, okay? Because we've seen it before. Can we bring Steve Wilks in as our defensive coordinator? They could. Will they is the question. Will they is the question. Again, I appreciate everyone joining me. Please make sure you pound that like button. Pound that like button. I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's move on. Do we have a chance against the Kansas City Chiefs? Do we have a chance, ladies and gentlemen? That is the poll question of the day. Brought to you by BetUS. Shout out to BetUS. Sign up for free today. Get 150% bonus on your first 3 bets, ladies and gentlemen. College basketball is back. NFL football is still here. NBA is here. NHL is here. So make sure you get your bets in. Sign up today. Get 150% bonus on your first 3 bets up to $2,000. Use my link tree to sign up with BetUS right down below in this description. All right. So, appreciate everyone. Let's get right into this. So, again, I said the first things first is, I guess the question I should ask you guys, are the Panthers on the right track? And I guess we kind of talked about that in the last 2 segments, right? Talked about Bryce Young's improving. Is he not improving? Then we talked about, can this team get hot now? Can it not? Or will it just fold? So I guess you have to ask yourself, is this team on the right track to even be close to beating a team going for a three-peat right now that just lost to the Buffalo Bills? Again, we're not a team that is setting the world on fire, ladies and gentlemen. We are 3-7. We are clinging on to the faintest glimmer of hope. While on the right track, maybe a stretch, things aren't completely hopeless, though. However, as we prepare to host the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, again, do they have a chance in hell of pulling off the upset? I'd say it's not looking good, but I'm gonna break it down for you right now. Here's the thing. We are kind of sort of on the right track. Why I say like that is, again, Bryce Young's showing progress. Talked about that. Offensive line is legit. Okay, got it. Rookies are starting to ball out. Good. Great. Grant. Okay. All right. But why does this team have a snowball chance as hell? Well, here's the cold hard truth. Patrick Mahomes exists, ladies and gentlemen. You do know that, right? Kansas City Chiefs defense is the real MVP this year for the Kansas City Chiefs. Chris Jones is a wrecking ball. Their secondary is smothering. Okay? This unit is fast. It's physical, incredibly disciplined. Andy Reid is the reason why this team has been winning, though, because of the way he coaches. So for this team, this Panthers offense still finding its way, it's about to have the NFL equivalent of a college midterm. And it's like you didn't even study for it. Right? I don't know if any of you have ever been to college, but if you've ever had a midterm and you didn't study for it, you're fucked. So coaching mismatch is huge here because you got to think about it this way. Andy Reid is playing chess. Dave Canales is still learning how to play checkers, ladies and gentlemen. Andy Reid's offensive schemes are a master class in creativity misdirection. Wow, you got Dave Canales play calling has been as predictable as a Hallmark movie. Okay, so if the Panthers want to keep up, Canales is gonna need to pull some tricks out of his magic hat. And hopefully he pulls a rabbit, and hopefully that rabbit is fast. So do they have a chance? I'm going to answer this question to you because we have people out there for some reason thinks that we have a snowball chance in hell of this happening. Hell no. And I'm going to tell you why. The NFL is a crazy league. Yes, the any given Sunday mantra. I get it. It's a real thing. Sure. But let's be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. The Panthers beating the Chiefs would be a borderline miracle. The Kansas City is a juggernaut with arguably the best quarterback in the world, a suffocating defense, a Hall of Fame coach. Meanwhile, we're a team scrapping to figure its identity out still. If Carolina wants to make this even interesting, here's what has to happen. Bryce Young needs to have the game of his life. The offensive line has to keep Chris Jones out of Young's face. This defense needs to have a turnover or two, or maybe even 5. And Andy Reid needs to eat a bad batch of barbecue and call plays from the bathroom. And even if all that happens, it still might not be enough. So here's the thing. A loss to the Chiefs, to me, wouldn't be the end of the world. The Panthers season isn't about chasing wins. It's about building the foundation for the future. And if they can keep showing improvement and developing their rookies and keep Bryce Young trending upward, that's a win in the grand scheme of things. So no, the Panthers probably don't have a chance in hell against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to break this game down later on in the week, so make sure you tune in. But again, that doesn't mean that this season is a lost cause, ladies and gentlemen, just because we lose to the Chiefs. Again, we need to keep our expectations low. Enjoy the little victories we've had. And just maybe the Panthers will give you something to cheer for before the year is over with. Let's get to the comments, see what we got here. I think we have to win. We have a chance to watch. I think we have a chance to watch the game. 15% chance to win. Are we on the right track? Yes. We have a lot to work to do, though. Yes, sir. Keep pounding. They are starting to make the right plays. For sure. They definitely are. I think they are. Wait until we get it right and sign 4 elite players on both sides of the ball. Continue to add depth, replace players. The NFL will be in trouble. It'd be. I hope so. Dom 34. I hope so. Let's see here. Mahomes has been throwing a bunch of interceptions. He has. We're gonna have to hope that that Mahomes takes it easy on us. I mean, and hopefully he has a mediocre game. We still live, Romaster. We still are, my friend. We are still live, my guy. Got to be live again. Telling you, everybody that's watching, my schedule has changed. I'm going to be live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. at night. It's going to be 8 p.m. every single Monday through Friday. Well, except Tuesday nights, of course, I'll be on the NFC South Roundtable. Make sure you tune in 7 p.m. every Tuesday, EST, on the NFC South Roundtable. Go check it out if you haven't already. All right. We're going to do a game-by-game prediction here. So I'm going to exit out of this real quick. All right. Okay. All right, we're going to do a game-by-game. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Mediocrity game from Mahomes means 27-13 on us. Hey, I would take that. I think it would be a lot better. All right, let's get into it. All right. Game by game prediction. Okay. Kansas City Chiefs. Again, we just broke it down. Just what the Panthers need. You facing the 2-time defending Super Bowl champ right off the bye week. Okay. The Chiefs, led by the man, the myth, the legend, Patrick Mahomes, are on the hunt for that historic three-peat. They just had their first loss against Buffalo. They'll be looking to bounce back in a big way. And the Panthers are about to be the punching bag. I think Mahomes is going to carve up the secondary like it's Thanksgiving. And the Panthers defense, while improved, still doesn't have a player against juggernaut. So my prediction here, I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm going to be honest. This is going to be a bloodbath. Carolina will keep it close for a bit, but maybe the Chiefs offense will eventually put this game to the bed in the second half. I don't expect any miracles. So we're going to put a loss there. All right. We're going to put a loss there. Week 13. All right. Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Buccaneers started off the NFC South. They're looking like the NFC South contenders, ladies and gentlemen. But have since they've fallen off hard. Okay. They had a high school quarterback draft stock. Tampa's on its on a 4-game losing streak right now with Baker Mayfield under center. They're competitive, though. They've been in every single game if you go and watch their games and look at the score. But the things aren't looking pretty, and I think Todd Bowles is part of the reason why the Buccaneers are in the position that they are, because he doesn't have a set of balls, and he has no emotion. I can't stand a coach that looks like Stonewall Jackson out there and just is no set of balls to go for anything. Right? So for the Panthers, and this one personal, this is a personal one. Dave Canales used to call shots in Tampa Bay as their offensive coordinator. So you can bet your ass he's going to be motivated to get one over his old team. The Panthers need to exploit that leaky defense. And I think with J.C. Horn possibly shadowing Mike Evans, this might be the best chance to snag a win here. And I'm going to predict a win. I think the Carolina Panthers actually get a win at Tampa Bay, because if Canales can get that offensive clicking, the defense plays its best game of the season, I think they could put this one. I think they could put this one out of reach, and they'll earn it. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but I think they could win this game and put it out of reach. I do think that. All right. All right, let's go on to the next one. Philadelphia Eagles. I think so far so good, right? Loss to the Chiefs, win at Tampa Bay. Let me know what y'all think in the comments as we go through each and every game. All right, Philadelphia. The Eagles are on fire right now. They're winning. They've won 6 straight games. They look like one of the most complete teams in the league. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith catching passes from Jalen Hurts. They got a damn good offense. Saquon Barkley looks like the best running back in the NFL, in my opinion, right now. Add in the fact that their defense is terrifying. They've got a recipe disaster there with that defense. This will be a real test for us. Going into Philly against a team that's firing on all cylinders isn't exactly the best situation for a squad still trying to figure itself out. I'm going to take a loss here to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think we lose to Philly. I just think they're just too good right now. I just think they're too good. That defense will be overwhelmed. Hurts will do whatever he wants. I don't expect much resistance from the Carolina Panthers in this game. Next one, the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. I once thought that Dallas was a NFC contender, but they have fallen apart faster than an IKEA bookshelf. Like, Dak Prescott's done for the year. Dallas looks like a mess on both sides of the ball. Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, a starting quarterback. Yeah, no one's shaking in their boots from either one of those guys, okay? And Dallas run defense is downright pathetic. So this could be an opportunity for Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks to run wild, maybe like a Deontay Foreman Chuba Hubbard game we saw a couple years ago, right? When Steve Wilkes took over, that could be the game right here. Like, if the Panthers can win this one, it'd be a nice little shot in the arm for some morale. So the Cowboys are in shambles. The Panthers could actually get away with a win here, I think, if they execute the game plan properly. If the offense runs the ball, play solid defense, this one's in the bag. I'm going to take a win over the Dallas Cowboys. Okay? Take a win over the Dallas Cowboys. All right? Next one, Arizona Cardinals. All right, so here's the thing. We're at Arizona. I think Arizona's sneaky good this year. Kyle Murray seems to be back to being a legit quarterback. James Conner running the ball well. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. lighting it up. Trey McBride looks like one of the top tight ends in the NFL right now. They're just a well-rounded team. You add in a solid defense. This isn't exactly an easy game for Carolina. I think the Panthers are going to have their handful. They're trying to contain Murray and the weapons he has around him. While a home field advantage is nice, it won't be enough to save them here. The Cardinals have too much firepower. Unless we can pull off some magic out of our asses, this one's a loss for me, ladies and gentlemen. I think we lose this one. I think we lose to the Arizona Cardinals. So next up, Tampa Bay. Another last divisional matchup against them. Okay. Last divisional matchup against them. Close out the season. The Bucs could still be fighting for a playoff spot, so this won't be a walk in the park. Tampa's got some dangerous playmakers. They do. Though they're far from perfect, which we talked about them earlier, but if they're still in the hunt here, they'll be playing their A game. So at that point, we'll be just praying for pride at best, right? And after all, who doesn't want to spoil the Bucs playoff hopes? But close. I'm going to say no cigar on this one. I'm going to take an L here, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Bucs are going to be – they have more to play for here. And I think they get the job done, okay? I think they get the job done, all right? We'll put up a fight, but I think we fall short. And then last but not least, Week 18 at Atlanta, all right? Final game of the season. The Falcons might still be fighting for a playoff spot or just playing for seeding at this point. Either way, they're going to be in better shape than we are. They're definitely better than the team the Panthers fielded earlier this year when we got smoked 24-10 at home. Still, Dave Canales can at least aim for a morale boosting win to close out a tough season. All right, I think this is more about Atlanta underestimating Carolina than anything else at the end of the season. All right. I think the Falcons have a chance to choke under pressure, which they do a lot of the time. I think the Panthers could take advantage here. I'm actually going to finish out, and we get a dub at the end of the season. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be pretty. Okay. The Panthers could technically finish 6-11 with this, which I predicted at the beginning of the year. I said that they would win 6 games, right? I saw they're seeing that 7, floor at 4. I could see them winning 6 games. So it's not going to be pretty. Again, given the circumstances, it would actually be somewhat of an accomplishment, honestly. I mean, don't fool ourselves. This team is still a long way from being competitive with the NFC's best, man. Like, Canales has a lot of work ahead of him, too, as a coach, right? And 2025 will be an even more critical year for this franchise. So it's going to be a lot more growing pains. I'd say, hey, at least it's not 1-16, right? You know? At least it's not 1-16. So I would take this. I might go be security at the Cow Bitches game. That's awesome, Roadmaster. Now we get a home. We get a home win. No, we are home against the Cardinals. 8. Oh, we are home against the Cardinals. Yeah, even though we have the. Okay, my bad. So yeah, I still don't think we're gonna win that game. What's up, Jeff? Appreciate you, man. Congrats on the new job, homie. I appreciate that, man. Went well today. First day went well. Looking forward to tomorrow. Gonna get up early, go to the gym like I did this morning, and just keep trucking, man. But still gonna be live every night, guys. This is the new schedule, man. We got to work around what pays me more. Murray gonna tear us up. We have Tampa and Clink. Yeah. Murray gonna tear us up. Probably so. We should be We should be anywhere between 9 and number 13 pick this year. Probably so. Who wants a cat? This motherfucker waiting on me to get out my Jeep. Go pick him up, man. Congratulations. Keep going, Robstar. Will do, man. Appreciate you. Cardinals whipping the dog shit out of us for sure. I'll say this. If Brooks is a home run, we could win games. I mean, listen, I think if we finish 6-11 like this, if we finish out the year like this, again, ladies and gentlemen, you lose against the Chiefs, you get a nice win at home against the Bucks, you go to Philly, you lose, get a nice home win against the Dallas, you lose to the Cardinals at home, you lose at the Bucks, and you beat the Falcons at their own home turf, because at that point they might not even be playing. They might just be playing for seeding. But who wouldn't want to be a spoiler to that, right? Who knows? Who knows? But 6-11, I predicted that at the beginning of the season. I can still see that being something that happens, and that's the best. And the only thing I could say best case scenario is if we beat the Cardinals at home, and then we go 7-10. That's the best case scenario. That's the best case scenario. So, congrats on the new job. Keep grinding. Appreciate it. Keep pounding. You know, guys, the ultimate goal is to be doing this full time. Trust me. Trust me. The ultimate goal is to be doing this full time, but YouTube don't pay the bills, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube don't pay the bills. I don't want y'all's cash apps. I don't want your Venmos. I don't want your super chats. I just want your likes and subscribes, because that'll help me out. That helps me out the best way, honestly. Your likes, your subscribes, your views, your comments, your shares, all the stuff that's free actually helps me out a lot more than money. And I'm dead ass serious, because that's all I want. I just want you guys to show me love and support in the free way, because it ain't easy out there. So all I ask is for likes and subscribes. That's all. If you want to become a member today, you can. That also does help. We have people who have become members, and you can do that by showing your support as well. So you become a member today as well. Imagine we win 4 and Falcons only win 2 games headed into the final game. Winner takes all. That'd be crazy. If we beat the division, we go to the if we beat the division, we go to the playoffs. Well, yeah, of course, Roadmaster. Mine is free as well. Love and support is awesome. Absolutely. 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 Oh, yeah, Eric Blair, appreciate that, man. I got to fix y'all's emojis for you members. Eric Blair, I got to fix some of those emojis. I got to take Deontay Johnson off of there, some other guys off of there. I need to add some new guys, honestly. I need to figure out why I can't get those. I have the other guys to put in there for the stickers, for the membership stickers. So I just got to figure out why it's not letting me go in there, but I'll fix it. Y'all hit that like for sure. It's free. That's right, man. Appreciate you. Guys, appreciate you guys. Make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you pound that like button, okay? Make sure you pound that like button. See? Right there, man. See? Just make sure you pound that like button, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Make sure you pound the like button. Hit that subscribe button. All right. All right. Damn, props, Clay. You always got our support. Appreciate that. Make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe button. That's all I ask. We're going to be live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. EST, except Tuesday, NFC South Roundtable. Make sure you go check it out. Okay. Live tomorrow, 7 p.m. EST, every Tuesday, NFC South Roundtable. So, anyways, absolutely, Kenny. Yeah, it's great to see a lot of improvement. Actually, that's true. It's great to see a lot of guys who have been missing from the beginning of the year come back. And DJ Wanham was a nice surprise for sure. DJ Wanham was a very nice surprise. Did y'all see his stats? Let me show you all his stats real quick before I log off. I'm going to show y'all DJ Wanham's stats. This was his debut from his for us. Crazy stats. Crazy stats. There you go. I mean, you talk about a guy coming off after all of his injuries, blood clots, craziness, comes off, comes back, has 6 total tackles, 4 solo, 5 quarterback pressures, by the way, 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 forced fumble. Again, this guy might be a steal from free agency last year. I'm just saying, if this guy can continue to this type of performance, this pass rushing room, we could see a change. And if Jadeveon Clowney and him, take some pressure. If this guy can take some pressure off Jadeveon Clowney, we might have a pass rushing room. They might start putting some things together. So I'm just saying, we'll see. We'll see. So, but yeah, I had to agree with Kenny for this comment, and honestly, DJ Wanham against New York was a perfect example. So we'll see. Guys, again, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Appreciate all the love and support. Again, we will be live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. EST. Again, don't forget about the NFC South Roundtable tomorrow night, 7 p.m. EST on the NFC South Roundtable, brought to you by Roundtable Sports. Again, don't forget to sign up with BetUS, sponsor of this live stream. Sign up for free today. Get 150% bonus on your first 3 bets up to $2,000. Use my link tree in the description of this live stream. All right. For guys that are just tuning in, do me a favor. If you love Carolina Panthers, you're in the right place. Make sure you pound that like button. Live 24/7, man. Things are just changing, but my schedule has changed, but that doesn't mean the content changes. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep pounding. Peace.